What's going on, everybody? Good morning, good evening, wherever you are, and whatever time it is. And welcome back to yet another video with you, man, Immersiaholic. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another online battle for the Divided Impera Overhaul mod for Total War Rome 2. And ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, today we have the Getae, played by my good friend Andre Lemgard, versus the Medewi, played by Unexpected Jihad. That's his Steam username at least. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be an epic clash. Not only do we have the Getae and the Medewi, two very shock-based factions, but we also have this taking place in a tournament. So if you guys yourself wish to get involved in the competitive scene of Divided Impera, I highly recommend you check out the link below to a Discord server known as Caesar's Forum. Now, in Caesar's Forum, they often organize casual and competitive tournaments for people to come in and practice their DEI skills. They also do some vanilla Rome 2 tournaments if that's your thing. Vanilla Rome 2 is definitely not my thing, but there is that option there if you're not all about DEI, at least not all the time anyway. It is hosted by my good friend Ryan Wadii. Highly appreciate your help, my good friend. He's been very helpful for me in obtaining some online battle replays to showcase all of you guys, so we'll be having even more cool competitive online battles being displayed on the channel very soon. Also ones such as this one, which was directly sent in by my good friend Andre. But anyway, link will be in the description if you're interested in doing some DEI competitive tournaments. If you want some more casual battles, you still can join that Discord server and look around there for some other players. However, if you're also looking for a little bit more of a beginner's introduction to online battles, I recommend you join my official Immersiaholic Discord. We have a bunch of very friendly and very easy to get along with DEI players there. They can play competitively, or if you're newer to the game, they'll be more than happy to help you out, as will I, if time permits. So please do feel free to join those Discords. Links will be in the description below. And once again, thank you to my good friend Ryan for his help with his Discord. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the Getae roster played by my good friend Andre, and then we will talk about the Medewi after that. So as you can see, we have a massive distance between some of the units of the Getae. So starting way over here on our left hand flank, we have the general of the Getae, which is a Dacian bodyguard cavalry unit. We then have another Dacian bodyguard cavalry unit next to him. Going further across to the right, starting from the rear, we have some Dacian folksmen. We then have some Dacian chosen folksmen, and then we have a main front line of Getae chosen seeker bearers. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 units. In front of those, we have Dacian chosen spearmen, one unit of those, one and another one, so making 2 in total. Then we also have the Getae armored archers right here. Very good archer unit indeed. Behind them, we have we got that one unit, but we didn't get this unit. This is another Dacian chosen folksman unit. Behind them, a Dacian folksman unit, Dacian chosen folksman unit again, and then a Dacian folksman unit way over here. And then on the far right hand side, once again, we have 2 units of Dacian bodyguard cav, which is basically a skirmisher cav, which is a horse archer unit, not a javelin unit, a horse archer unit. So that's going to be very interesting. Getae, obviously very shock based, very infantry based. Their cavalry is not amazing, but they do have some good options, such as this bodyguard cav, which is very versatile. The Medewi, though, they are also known for their shock with their very elite but lightly armored axemen. So this is going to be a very interesting matchup. We only see 3 units of the Medewi right now. So let's start the battle, and we'll go over their roster once we see more of their army composition. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we'll skip forward just a little bit here, and now we're seeing the majority of the Medewi army. So let's very quickly go over their roster. So starting from the Medewi right and going left, we have Ethiopian Lancer Cavalry that does have 120 men, which is noteworthy. Very noteworthy for a shock cavalry unit that doesn't have any skirmishing capabilities. Then we have the Ethiopian Quilted Cataphracts. The only other Quilted Cataphract I know of belongs to Egypt. I'm sure there's a couple other factions out there. This looks similar to one of the Scythian noble units actually, but very, very badass Cataphract unit. And way over here, we have the Meroitic Royal Cavalry, which is where we have the general of the Medewi. And then we have the Ethiopian Lancers as well. So that's the far left and far right hand flanks. Now getting to the main body of the infantry right here, going from left to right, we have Meroitic Shuttle Swordsman. Very, very interesting unit. Extremely high damage. Even though it's not army piercing, it is very high at 34, which is very, very impressive and looks badass. I really love that unit. We then have the Ethiopian Swordsman right here in the front. Oh, those spearmen. No, that is swordsman. Then we have spearmen right here. Another Ethiopian spearman, and then another spearman, and this swordsman over here. This is the Meroitic Shuttle Swordsman, though. Behind them in the second line, we have Ethiopian medium infantry. These guys are axemen, though, so that's going to be very interesting to see how they're used. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4 of those units. Now behind them, we have Ethiopian axemen, the dedicated axemen unit, two-handers. Very, very, very powerful unit. Definitely amongst the top 10 or top X regarding shock infantry. I believe we even covered them in our top, what was it, top 5 or more shock infantry units. I forget the number exactly at this time, but anyway, we have a very awesome looking roster right here. This is going to be a fun army composition. Both players extremely talented. I believe this is the grand final of the tournament, of this particular tournament. Did not get all of the battle replays from the tournament, so we're just looking at this final instead, but that's okay. Looks like Andre's trying to open up with some skirmishing here. Coming up and pulling back, and he's pulling back a pretty good distance too. Possibly trying to get the Medewi player on the back foot nice and early. And what is the Medewi player's response going to be? Looks like he's moving forward regardless. He's just going to push through it. Cavalry is still holding back in the far left-hand flanks and far right. Very deep. Although here comes the move orders, but where's he moving to? What is he going to do with these cav units? They're very fast, so they could catch a shock cavalry if Andre gets lazy with him, but it doesn't look like he's going to. Look at that. Very good micro. Pulling them in, letting them shoot and pull back. A Medewi player pushing forward with his army, but he's not committing to a frontal charge just yet. But just as I say that, it looks like we're getting the charge. I'm just looking for any shield wall units. Doesn't look like he has any, so he's going to have to definitely push to avoid taking a lot of fire from the skirmishes. Ah, here we go. Some of the Medewi hitting units. 2 Meroitic archers. 1 and 2. They have the prey, the stalk ability, which lets them stalk their prey. Wow, look at these units, incredible. They look amazing. But anyway, looks like he's trying to use the archers to force Andre to commit to an assault instead. Looking like a pretty standard composition from the Medewi player. I'm not too sure what his game plan is. It's got to be very interesting. Playing a pretty defensive formation. Needs to be careful. This unit doesn't get hit in the back from archers from the Getae player. Although he does only have the single archer, which is up here now. Looks like Andre is using it to snipe the enemy archers. Andre doesn't like to bring a lot of skirmishers. At least from what I'm seeing. Which makes sense in my opinion. It's so hard to make skirmishes worth a heavy investment in online battles. Especially in competitive ones where people know what to do when they face a skirmisher heavy army. Medewi player is still moving forward with his 2 battle lines. Not committing to a charge yet. We're having a pretty heavy skirmisher phase here. Even pulling back his cavalry. Trying to not let them get drawn out by Andre's skirmishers. Gotta be careful about that though, he might have to commit eventually. But how could he do that without getting caught out? That's gonna be something very hard to pull off. Look at this though. Dacian chosen spearmen eating up the javelins. Possibly though not the best target for those Meroitic units to be using the javelins on. Obviously sent forward to try and draw out the enemy fire. I mean, Andre does have to kind of sacrifice some of the HP of these 2 units, but 300 men in those units, he'll be fine with that. Medewi player moving forward a little bit further again. Is this the charge? Is this where we're going to see it? Looks like he might be even coming out to threaten Andre's cavalry, capture his general, kill him, obviously. Is he going to? Doesn't look like they have attack orders, or do they? It's possible. They might. We can't see them for some reason. But we might be seeing that now. Yeah, we can only see the attack orders from the player who submitted the replay, unfortunately, which is Andre, the Getae player, so... Oh, look at this. Oh, no, Andre. Oh, dear, the general of all units gets caught right here. Wow, that is not what you want. He's only lost a few men in that charge, but still. He's trying to pull away, trying to get out of there. The Ethiopians are catching up. Cataphracts is struggling to keep up, though. But the Lancer unit, it is just too fast. Andre recognizes that, turns around, commits with his cavalry, and pushes forward with his swordsmen to try and help. Sending forward some spearmen to try and block any infantry from the Medewi coming in. His general is stuck in the thick of it, though. This is very bad for Andre. He could lose his general from straying way too close to the Medewi player. Andre's pulling back his cavalry on that flank. And the Medewi player is not doing anything with his cav back here, just chilling. Getting ready to counteract any orders given against them. Medewi player comes off possibly better in that engagement. No, numbers-wise, definitely not. Yeah. Almost an even engagement there. Almost. Maybe the Getae player slightly gets ahead, but it looks like we're getting the full frontal assault right now. Getae chosen spearmen are trying to pull back. Oh no, this is not what they want. They're going to get recharged. Not that they're going to get a lot of kills or anything. And they are kind of allowing these units to throw their javelins into these Medewi units. And the Medewi behind are also wasting their ammo. This archer unit is attacking that unit. I'm not sure why. It's not really necessary. I think there's better, more important units they could be targeting rather than spearmen. But we'll see. Here come the attack orders now across the entire main battle line. The spearmen of the Medewi are clashing with the excellent infantry of the Getae. The Dacian Seeker Bearers, their folksmen waiting in the second line. Wow. Absolutely brutal. The Meroitic swordsmen are getting involved here on the left. Getae player is not messing around though, pushing hard with the left and the right. Over here on the left, we might even see his general come in and try and get involved. They are skirmishing a little bit, getting some free kills. Nothing too crazy, though. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, nice. He's... Oh, wow. Is that javelins? Wow, look at that from the Medewi player. Very, very skilled. Targeting the archers of the Getae player. I like that. I'm not sure if that was a deliberate attack order, but very cheeky. Cheeky way of dealing some serious HP damage to the Getae player. Looks like we're about to have the general come back in from the Getae player. Going to have another 1v1 with their cavalry units over there. How is the front line faring right here? It's looking kind of split, slightly favoring the Medewi in terms of morale. Medewi general is over here getting involved, charging. What unit is this? Very quickly. Dacian chosen folksman getting charged by the Medewi general. Medewi player has to pull his general out quickly though. Gotta be faster or they're gonna get pinned down and killed. They have a lot of infantry close by to skirmish the cavalry. They could focus fire on that general. He really needs to pull him out, keep him alive. Medewi player is starting to lose units over here. But then he's also getting excellent rear charges with his cataphracts. Lethal against the folksman unit here. Very nice charge. Looking at just 14 kills on that charge? What? No way. Very unlucky. He didn't get more. That was a good charge. These cavalry units trying to charge in as well. The Lancers only at 48 kills and they're about to rout. And they're gone. Oh no. That is a waste of a unit almost. Getae general is almost getting stuck, but look at this maneuver here on the left-hand flank. Oh, this is no good for the Medewi player. The Getae player comes in with some excellent rear charges, annihilates one of the archer units, and charges into the Ethiopian Lancer unit. annihilating a skirmish unit and dealing some serious damage to a cav unit. They get chased away by the archers of the Medewi, but the damage has been done. They're very, very cheeky rear charges, and look at this. The center of the Medewi player is collapsing as the second line of Folksmen are getting involved. They've gone through the flanks and they've punched holes through the center right here. And these Seeker Bearers, man, dealing excellent damage across the entire board, getting multiple hundreds of kills. Combined, at least. All of them getting well over 100. 226 kills on this unit. Wow. Look at this. How does the Medewi player recover? Can he? This general is getting bogged down right here. The Getae infantry are just massacring these units, chasing down the general, trying to kill him. The Medewi player loses his general now. He might see a rout across the entire battlefield almost. But look, here come more rear charges. Andre very, very mobile with his cavalry. And the best part is that even though they are not a shock cavalry unit, they're still dealing serious shock damage. They get their constant little trickle of kills with this skirmisher fire, but then they come in with these rear charges and boom. Another archer unit is about to be knocked out. Medewi general is trying to claw back a little bit of a chance of victory. Rear charging the cavalry, not a very good charge. They were disrupted by other infantry units in the area. Not ideal. Getae player coming in though. This general is gone. There's absolutely no way that general's going to escape that. And look at this. It's all over. It's done. The center of the Medewi player was almost entirely crushed. He sent in his Axeman units that have shields. And they are holding for a little bit, but man, they've just lost their general. Off he goes off the battlefield. Wow. That just explosion with the Getae cavalry coming around, smashing the Medewi in the flanks. And then the Seeker Bearers just pummeling through the Medewi front line. Spearmen against Folksmen. And the Seeker Bearers is never going to go well for the Spearmen. They just weren't strong enough. They didn't have a shield wall, no phalanx ability. They didn't have anything to stop them. And even though the Medewi player had some great axemen, man, I mean, it just was not enough. Here they are here fighting now to the death, but they're getting recharged by cavalry. I'm sure the skirmisher fire will be coming in shortly too from the horsemen. Whoa! Excellent. Wow. How powerful are those cavalry? Those are heavily armored horse archers. Incredibly helpful. The Medewi player actually has some units come back from routing. But man, it's GG's from here, ladies and gentlemen. It's GG's from a fair few minutes ago, actually. Very excellent battle by both players. All it took was a few little things going in favor of the Getae player, and that was it. It is done and dusted, ladies and gentlemen. Andre Lemgard is the victor. Thank you so much for sending in this replay, mate. Now, let's go to the statistics screen and talk about what happened. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, here we are at the statistics screen, and wow, just looking at these numbers, immediately you can see why the Getae player won. He just had way more killing power. That was entirely what his army was dedicated to, was killing. Not causing morale damage necessarily. Not trying to do any kind of special maneuvers. All it was about was dedicated, raw, man-on-man killing. He has all of these Seeker Bearers getting multiple hundreds of kills for almost all of the units. That's fantastic. He then even had the Chosen Folksmen coming in as well. Didn't do as well, but they didn't need to. And that's okay that one of his units still got hammered. It has 87 kills despite it getting hammered, so that's still pretty fantastic. He has these very cheap Folksman units here, still coming in with some solid numbers. Combining that with his cavalry, oh my gosh. 328 kills, 291, 86, 126. That's like a good quarter of the army wiped out just by the cavalry. Roughly, numbers-wise. Adding that with the archers that got 211 kills. Decent kills. It depends on what they were killing though, which I honestly didn't do a very good job of tracking, but I mean 211 kills is a good amount, but I know this unit is expensive, so it's up to Andre, in my opinion, to determine if that unit was worth bringing or not. If he didn't bring that, he could have brought even more cavalry and get the upper hand faster, although because this is a tournament, he probably had a 4 cavalry limit. So if not this, then I'm not too sure what else he could have brought. Perhaps another Volksbane unit just to get some more manpower in, but I think that was a very good choice, actually. Worked out very nicely. I like that kind of sniping style of usage that Andre has with his skirmishes. I'm definitely interested to try it out myself in future online battles. As for Unexpected Jihad, the Medewi player, his cavalry just did not get the kills that they needed to. Plus, neither did his skirmishers, and he has 1, 2, 3, 4 units of skirmishers, all of which got a total of barely over 100 kills. We're looking at like 140-ish kills. Actually, no, I think it was almost exactly... No, never mind, yeah, around 140. And that's just not good enough for 4 units. It's almost a quarter of his army only provided 100 or so kills. That's just not good enough. He doesn't have enough killing power here. He has a 2-handed axeman, he has some swordsmen, which are decent. He has other types of axemen here, and they did okay with their kills. But man, if he had have brought more axemen instead of these archers, or perhaps he could have brought in more units to try and soak up enemy fire instead of trying to get kills with his skirmishes. He just needed something that could either give him more killing power or allow his units that do have the killing power, such as these 2-handed axeman units, time to get those kills. So presenting a more solid wall against the Seeker barriers of the Getae was absolutely necessary, and it just didn't happen. And with that, not only did the center of the Medewi melt, but then his cavalry just could not compete with these elite bodyguards that the Getae have to offer. A very powerful unit, very hard to counter. I can definitely see why Andre loves playing as the Getae so much. But anyway, big shout out to him for sending in the replay. I highly appreciate it, brother. GG's to both players for their participation in this battle and in this tournament. Congratulations to the winner, Andre. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I shall see you in the next one.